I think that improv is just a great tool for anybody. I mean, I always tell people take at least one or two classes just because it can influence every aspect of your on and off stage life. See somebody you haven't seen in a long time, or you're talking to a cashier at a Ralph's store, having a conversation. You don't feel so strange about social interaction. And on stage, it's so great. You always feel like it's always a good feeling to know that there are the words there and scripted thing, but if you can always roll with it, or you can always add a word or two here or there that will help make everybody happy and get you that next job. I think it's really valuable.
Stan's classes were particularly enjoyable. Sometimes it was just somehow the way Stan ran them, it was, okay, here we're going to do it. This is not about me being the dramatic instructor and I'm going to give you the notes about all the things you have done wrong and you must self-improve. It's just a fun thing. He has constructive things to say. He gives you interesting premises. He gives you interesting variations in the form to try. And it's relaxed and it's a lot of fun. And a lot of very good improvisers have always been coming to Stan's classes. And as we all know, a number of those people have gone on to become fairly well known in the entertainment industry. And so I have my share of names I can drop of people that I knew before they became famous, all the Conan O'Briens and Lisa Kudrows.
What I saw Stan doing, I couldn't imagine that it was better than that, because Stan he loved everything everyone was doing. You know, everything everyone was doing. He was so encouraging, and you felt very safe to try things and to play. And he's part of the improvisation as the director outside, because he's also validating whatever you're doing. He's yes-anding by saying, great, so now let's see whatever character you just established, or whatever situation you just created. All right, now let's go see that character and them doing that thing they had just referred to. Go. So it was just the whole thing was this great, huge improvisation, playground. It was fun. He was great. I mean, and then he would take it to interesting places, and if you're sitting in the audience, he wants to see exactly what you wanted to see more of too. He just, I thought, had such a great way of identifying exactly what we would want to see played out or expanded. So,
and Stan really is a great teacher. He's one of those people that, you don't meet many of these people very often, but they can kind of zero in on your problem or the problem of the show and go, here's the problem. And you go, wow, yeah, that's the problem. That's what we're not doing right. And to have Stan there after every one of our Transformers shows, now, I'm not saying he was right all the time or I agreed with him all the time, but the majority of the time, he was right. And he'd give you these notes and you'd sit there and look at each other and you'd go, boy, that's really right. That's right on. We really suck because of that. I mean, I love Stan. I love to have him around to give me notes and to direct me, because there's not that many people I'm going to look at and go, yeah, I'm going to listen to you, at least in the improv thing.
When Stan was a much more sophisticated form of improv than I had been used to thus far. It was very loose at that theater group, and Stan is obviously very learned in that area, and so we did really specific games, and Stan's super challenging in a great way. What I have to say about Stan that was really unique is that he's very challenging in a really positive way. He was so encouraging to me. Stan, and I saw him do it for everybody, he always pushes you to a place where you may not think you can go, but you can, because he believes in you. He's a wonderful teacher, and that's a quality that you can't make up. You just have to have it. And he definitely has that. He has a great eye.
Also a very talented guy, and a guy with good overall vision of improv. He's not, I think by his own admission, not the greatest businessman, but a very good improv eyes, ears, and mind. And that's a rare thing. I mean, it's a very specific talent that he has. And he probably has more than that specific talent, but that's the one he shows us most. And you know, he's found a very specific and interesting niche where he's one of the best at in the world, and so it's pretty cool to be part of one of his troops.
He's very generous. He's probably the most generous director on the face of this planet. Just if you have to go away for a while, he welcomes you back. You know, if he goes away for a while, we welcome him back. But you know, he's always, you know, glad to see you and, you know, willing to work with you and, you know, and listen to what you have to say. If you feel like there's something that, you know, something's missing in your improv, you know, you can bring it up to him and, you know, he'll let you know what he sees, and, you know, it's a great relationship to have. Somebody who's always there and always, you know, encouraging and very wise.
Right after the Vietnam War, Stan had stayed, and he was doing improv in the death cages of Thailand, with just a bandana around his head, not taking any suggestions from the audience. Suicide, really. And I went and got him out of there. I don't actually remember how I met Stan Wells.
That's what makes improv such an amazing art form. It's there when it's great. That's it. You'll never see it again. You can't repeat it. You can't bring it back. You can turn some of the things into sketches, and people do that, and they do it successfully, and those are good. But they're almost never as funny as when they first originated the idea, because the audience is participating with you. It's like they're being a part of the painting. If you are a painter, you can't really include your audience in your painting, but in improv, you are included in it. You are included in each step. You have a commitment because you gave a suggestion, or you're suffering with them as they're trying to figure it out. And when they do, if you figured it out, you're a part of it, and you're gratified by going, oh, that's what I thought. And then they just surprise you. And then you go, oh my God, they did that. And you're just like blown away by how amazing somebody could be in the moment with no script, nothing but having to listen and commit and play a character and be a part of something. That's amazing to me about improv. And all the years I've been doing it, every time I get a little jaded or think, oh boy, I've seen it all, I see something new. Somebody does something new. Somebody new comes along. Some new student, some new combination, some new just way of looking at the world that you would never have thought. And you kind of get reinvigorated and go, oh wow, yeah, this is what improv really is. And it's a facile form. There's so many ways that you can do it, and there's so many things you can learn from it, and there's so many people you can meet that are so funny and smart and just fun to be with that do it. It's a great community, and it really is a pure art form, and it's endlessly entertaining.